Hi, this is Kay. I'd like to discuss fruit on the ketogenic diet. Now, fruit, of course, has all of its calories in sugars. Maybe some carbs, but all carbs turn to sugar anyway. And there are so many people who just can't let go of that fruit when the fruit is interfering. And all it takes is, maybe for some people more than 20 grams of carbohydrates, and for some people more than 50 grams of carbohydrates to knock you right out of ketosis, which is fine if it's temporary and you can go in and out easily at will, which is great for maintenance to accommodate holidays and so forth. But when you continually want fruit, you have to be continually wanting the sugar that's in the fruit. Don't fool yourselves. I've heard so many excuses like, well, it's one of the 4 food groups, or, God made it, and it has to be good. Okay, let's go back. All right. The fruit that you see in the grocery store, even some of the organic fruit that you buy, like, the seeds or the plants to grow, they are at least some kind of hybrid. If you want real fruit that God or nature or Gaia or whatever that's natural made, you need to go out into the wild and you need to go wild crafting. And you're going to find the fruit is not real large and plump and sweet. It's generally like a strawberries that may be, yay big. In the wild, they're like, I don't know, the size of this fingernail here. They grow everywhere. They're in my yard. They're edible. They're organic because they're wild and there are no pesticides or artificial fertilizers on them. But they're really, really, really sour. They're not pleasant to eat. That's how fruit was, not exactly like that. But the fruit that was naturally out in the wild is not the fruit that you're going to crave. So really, don't give me this business that, this is made for us and this is a, quote, food group or a necessary nutrient, because it's not even the same food. So please accept that it's not even the same food. Most plant food, if it's not genetically modified, if it's still organic, it's some kind of hybrid for the most part. And just like, for example, a poodle, your Labrador retriever, is basically, from a wolf, right? All the dogs have the same DNA as the wolf. But do they look like it? Are they the same size? Do they have the same characteristics? No, because man has changed them. Okay? So really count if you're going to eat more than just lemon juice and green leafy non-starchy vegetables on your ketogenic diet as your source of carbs, you're going to need to count your net carbs. And that means the net carbs are the carbs, that are not just sheer fiber, which all the great fibers are great. That's what's so great about green vegetables, because they're really high in fiber and vitamins and minerals and all kinds of other called phytonutrients, which mean plant nutrients. But you don't have to count the carbs. That is, unless you eat a bunch of them and you're eating a bunch of nuts that have carbs, some carbs. You're eating a bunch of cheese that has some carbs and things like that. I will give macadamia nuts a pass because they're so low in carbs that it doesn't really count. And there are some other ones that are pretty low in carbs, like pecans and walnuts. So really, it's all relative to when you let that fruit in there, then you need to start counting. So please keep that in mind. And the real fruit, the real fruit that was, quote, intended by God or nature for us to eat, isn't even seen in the grocery store. Okay, even the stuff I grow different kinds of raspberries and strawberries that are all organic, and sour grapes and some others and green things, but they're not those stuff that's in the wild, and they're more plump. So that's why this year, when I wanted to really advance my ketosis, because I'd been paleo for a long time before that, when I wanted to advance my ketosis, I froze them or gave them away. So they're still there for maybe later, maybe maintenance, but they're still there. But the point is, they're not wild. And wild is what's really authentic and what was ultimately an ideal meant to go into our bodies. This is my wild garden. I went and picked wild dandelion seeds and wild plantain seeds and put them in this raised bed. It's an idea for you if you really are interested in eating something that God or nature intended for you to eat. Go and pick some wild seeds like I did, and you'll get the benefits that nature intended. I have plenty of videos on the topic, everywhere from how to plant this in either a raised bed or even pots, like for people who only have a balcony to grow food on, and also how to compost them and what to use them for and why. So please consider your fruit. Please don't fool yourself. And if you have cravings for fruit, you have cravings for sugar. Have a good day.